old man. But what the old man is returning is ungratefulness. Call this president boy. You call the whole Liberian president boy, then you old man, you throw in battery around here. But I cannot look at a battery man and elect you because any minute you could collapse. But you already say you want to be president, and we know your record. You're on the time bomb, on the borderline.
Just sitting and laughing at reading the comment section. John Baloo said the reason why he's in this is to save the state. Save Liberia. But Senator Baloo was senator when in his county, 5 wonderful Liberians gruesomely murdered. Their bodies were mutilated. He didn't say anything. A colleague who was then a senator, whose name is enshrined in the TRC report, whose testimony you can find everywhere, that allegedly carried out a massacre on the Kavala River, became a senator from in jail. He came from jail. That case died in Maryland. Senator Baloo was senator. Senator Baloo was senator when Keith Juba was killed. Senator Baloo was senator when the Fuller man was beheaded in River G. Senator Baloo was senator when the 17 young men were killed between Lower Magidi and Grand Bassa County. Senator Baloo was senator when one of the people who funding all of his effort was giving Enter-Janet Hosmer money and squash car to love it for him to move on traveling ban and access free. But today, he said he wants to save the country. Senator Baloo was senator when Bridgeway from London came to do prospect in Liberia. Senator Baloo then got vehicle and money.
Baloo, that Brian Bell senator.
He thought on saving Liberia then. You know, sometimes some people sit on a particular platform, and this is the reason why the argument is going to get beat this few times. Because look, I
don't think I can.
All right, I'm coming for you after the show can go figure, yeah?
Anybody who lie on what he told, yeah, check here. Publish what check before. He denies signature on those things. Before 2020 campaign, he's a common criminal. I'm saying that to you. He's a common criminal. That's the budget you voted for. He's a criminal because he lied at $3.6 million not in the budget. He can't take me anywhere. I defy him. That's a criminal. No, I'm not angry. I'm being forceful. I'm being intellectual. I'm providing facts. No, I said something I didn't mention him, so they don't know I'm a medicine. He has no integrity in life or integrity. He's in the crisis of integrity. He's drowning in the crisis of integrity. He's not only fake. He's drowning in the crisis of integrity. I say he's a criminal. He's a thief. To take up for the $5,000 car in the budget to vote for it, not just to vote for it. And you didn't inform the people because you said everything you will inform the people. You can't record for that. And he didn't say anything about it. Okay, the pastor he voted, but why he didn't say it? Why he didn't say he voted for it? The records are there, gentlemen. Senator Delon should be treated as a common criminal for lying to the public that there's no $3.6 million in the budget. Okay, and they said they didn't want it. Why they place it? There's $3.6 million. The money here. The thing is in the budget. There's the final budget. So they don't tell you when they took it all of a sudden when they put it. I beg you. One question is when they took it out, can you show us where you put your share? That's the question. If they answer that question, come back to me.
We now go over to Robert Tier of the Unity Party.
Yeah, everything I do, we must first tell the thing to the people.
That's what I'm saying.
We've been doing that with people cleaning the champagne in our various communities. So, in social science, said, go to people and ask them what they name. And so you put in them to say, I name this. But if you don't have your people, what do you carry to them? So before I ask them what they name and what they name, and what you take them to them.
Your 3 major priorities.
Right now, if you look at I'm a teacher in profession.
You teacher?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. The second thing is that we want the boroughs autonomous.
The boroughs what?
It's autonomous. It's autonomous. Yeah, it's autonomous.
Go ahead.
And we look at some of the things we want to consider because we talk about autonomous, that means you have a lot of facility. Things you should do in the borough. And if you are autonomous and you have other things to do, and if you look at the Nukuta, many young people are graduated from college in the district. Right now, the first thing we embarked was to have a reconciliation regional meeting all of the communities.
So Tia, at what level were you teaching? Was it elementary, junior high, or senior high?
We're teaching elementary divisions. Elementary division. And we're credible, we are more accessible, and we're development oriented. So hello, Robert B. here is the librarian. After our graduation from the elementary school, we keep the marriage road to attend the junior high school, the Pasadena Junior High School, and from there we went to Central High and we graduated 1998. I'm a teacher in professions. Robert here is one of the daughter's son. Robert here is one of the incredible sons. Robert here is deserved to be a servant in the district. Robert here is a public servant. I always work at the Liberian National Security Agency.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Good morning, good evening. What a pleasant way to welcome you to the last edition of the month of July. And the date is the 31st of July, 2023, remains the year. And of course, my name is Kyle Oliver Kine, and Princess Alexa Vanja Colley is pretty seated. Jointly, we run up to 6 o'clock, bringing you all of the information you need at your disposal. Right here on 87.9. Too many things happening in the country. A lot of issues going on. The latest of the political statements in country at the moment is the one that has to do with ungrateful Sanama swines. I repeat, ungrateful Sanama swines. This is according to Mr. Henry Pedro Costa, one-time hero for the opposition community. Today, I just do not know how he's been referred to. That is the dynamic nature of politics. The religious people will say, some independent thinkers will say, it is politics instead of politics. Liberia is getting better. Yeah, this is from the late Mamandi Suleimani Diakete, the man who had Mr. Cummings in Zialetule when he was hosted on the Prime Morning Drive a couple of years ago in Liberia. What is it we intend to talk about? Who are the people and issues we intend to talk about? Several fleets of road-moving equipment arrive in the country as part of the Ministry of Public Works' decision to ensure that the rest of Liberia, with specific reference to southeastern Liberia, will be dealt with during the course of this rainy season and the electoral period, so that our people, the Liberian people, will have access to go into the southeastern part of our country and other places in Liberia. Too many things to talk about. During the course of the second segment, like I said, during the course of the second segment, we will play host to Mr. Samuel Zah. Samuel Zah is the chief spokesperson for the campaign of Mr. Honorable Akaras Gray. That's how somebody would normally say it. Representative Akaras Moses Gray of District Number 8 will be having Samuel Zah, the chief spokesperson for his campaign, in studio. Samuel is going to be accompanied by Ambassador Musa Malcolm Sharif. Sharif is the deputy campaign spokesperson for the Akaras Moses Gray campaign in District Number 8. And so we play host to Zah and Sharif during the course of the second segment right here on 87.9. Before we play host to these two gentlemen from Gray's District, we will intend to have a real introspective analysis of all of what has been happening to the country in the past week, with specific reference to the latest political issues. Costa came up and started to say everything. He started to talk all. And this is where the entire country is about to get on the path of the 2023 heat and fever. Too many things to talk about right here on 87.9. We take a few bars of our team song. We come back, we play our official sponsor, Crime Stoppers Liberia. And certainly, Alexa and I will rumble into the issues making the news in this country. Let's take a break and to be right back.
about musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the real authority. Really can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must target, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see don't keep it. I'm a part of report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Sam Sion.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. Alexa, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Oliver, and I would like to say good day to all of you out there. However, where you're joining us, would like to say welcome to Freedom Radio Liberia, specifically Freedom Hub on 87.9 FM. The best thing to happen to Liberia about this time. So we have a lot to talk about today. As you all know, we've had a couple of trendy issues, different discussions, and from different people and also key actors and people who are supposed to be seen as I don't know, heroes or saints or what, but all of the different titles have actually changed, and that was done all of a sudden. People did not actually realize that we'll get to a point where all of the beautiful names will be changed, and here we are with different issues and different discussions with people coming forward to say exactly what they said they were going to say in time to come. So here we are, and I guess this is like just the start of all of the things that will be discussed, all of the things that will be brought forth, because a lot has happened and a lot is actually going on. So we'd like to say welcome.
Okay, so basically we intend to look into all of what has happened over the period. Mr. Costa, wrote 8 different posts in less than 40 minutes. I may be technically wrong on the time, but under 1 hour, that is safe to say. I've made during the course of the weekend. I will talk about it small because I don't want to spend most of the time on that conversation.
Right. Okay, so I think I'll go to she was the audience. Yeah, I'll go to the audience and then I'm going to come forward. So one of the things that Henry Costa actually posted was, this is like in quotation, if you don't support us, your political future will die. And he went ahead to say, are you God? With a question mark as well as an exclamation mark. And then he said nonsense. Very, very strong statement. And then he said Kush infested arrogance. So this is one of the things he actually posted moving forward. He also posted another one, and then with the same quotation of exactly what I just read, he said, if you don't support us, then you don't love Liberia. Is your last name Liberia? So that was like a question posed to whoever he was talking to, and then he went ahead to say arrogant, entitlement, nonsense. And he also went ahead to say hayaka, just like that, nothing added. And then he also posted another one, wicked ticket, and he had underscore 2017, and then he went ahead to say arrogant ticket and underscore he put 2023. On the same day, he also posted, I think this is the most trendy phrase right now. Like everyone on social media, everyone right now is definitely saying this phrase. And he said, ungrateful Sanama swans.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's also another one. And then he said, do you really want a war? Are you sure? You remember 2017? Multiply it by 10. Hayaka. Enough for today. And he again said, when we were feeding you and flying you to hospital, we were good people then.
Mhm.
Now that we don't support you anymore, we are bad. Listen to yourself, ungrateful Sanama swans. He said that again. And he also went ahead to say, we have receipts. Oh, hospital bills, monthly MoneyGram and Western Union receipts, wire transfers going back 5 years. Don't try us, Hayaka. Are you sure you want a war? Hayaka. He said that again. And then he went ahead to say, the return of petrol to the Costa Shore coming very soon. Bye for now. Let me hear Fuen again. So on the same day, he again said, one final one for the day. You claim to have integrity, but you sold your running mate slot for $200,000 to a corrupt senator. Bye, man. So basically, he had, I think I should count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Mhm.
8, 9, 10. So basically, he had 10 different, stuff written that same day. And I think all of these things were actually written under 1 hour.
Okay.
Right.
So look, I am not going to say a lot on this issue. I think I want to hear you more on it. This is Costa, the man who coined
Oh my God.
the phrase rescue team.
Oh my God.
I mean, with all credit, even the United Party people themselves will, if they want to be honest, they will allude to the fact that the rescue phrase was coined and introduced by Costa. Now, this is Costa reading all of these. Let me see if I could just paraphrase.
Right.
Okay, this is Costa writing all of these. So he went on to say, one final. Okay, so
So that was the last.
Yeah, that was the last one.
One he did actually today.
So Costa is here telling you, if you don't support us, in quotation, your political future will die. Are you people God? This is what Costa was asking the Unity Party.
Right.
So if we don't support you, it means our political future will die. Are you people God? Then he ended it by saying nonsense. Kush infested arrogance. So it means the Unity Party men can smoke Kush. Then when the Kush suffering them in the air, then they start talking fitija. That's what Costa meant. Now he wanted to say, okay, so if you don't support us, then he came back again. He said, if you don't support us, then you don't love Liberia. Is your last name Liberia? So where you see is your last name Liberia, the indirect object being spoken to there is Unity Party. Is your last name Liberia? Then you keep on and say arrogant, entitlement, nonsense. For the second time, he said nonsense. Then the third post, he said Hayaka. Hey, Hayaka. That is the warming, the when you're warming the vehicle engine, getting ready to go, you boom, boom, boom. That was when he was actually getting prepared to talk all. The man can talk all, but this time around, man was about to talk all. So he said, hey, Ayaka. So he came back, he said, wicked ticket in 2017 and arrogant ticket in 2023. The same Unity Party he's referring to. Now, the post now, like Alexa said, that got the whole country upside down is the one that has to do with ungrateful Sanama swines. Alexa, is the Unity Party people actually ungrateful? Is the Unity Party an ungrateful party? That is what the question meant.
Well, I think if I'm going to actually answer this question, we'll go back to all of the people who were definitely in bed with them,
Okay.
and all of the people who actually came forward to say the same thing about Unity Party being ungrateful, from the Standard Bearer, up to all of the different people you have in Unity Party.
Mhm.
So I've never been a member of the Unity Party. I've never, been, in close connection with any of them.
Mhm.
But I think the fact that you have Costa to have said exactly what he said, it is not like the first time.
Okay.
You've had couple of different moments, couple of different occurrences where you've had different political, politicians in part. They have said over and over again that Unity Party is ungrateful. Their users are party and all of those different things. You have Prince Johnson one time, and then he also said Joseph Duman Boakai, right, is one of the 9 ungrateful lepers.
Okay.
So if we're going back to
Mhm.
all of the different moments where people had actually said Unity Party is ungrateful, it clearly answers the question you're asking me. And Costa just, however, just said it in, I don't know how to say it. Is it a unique way, or he just said it in a way that is so comic, and when a person listens to that, you'd be like, wow.
Okay.
So I guess all of the different answers we've gotten the different answers in the past,
Mhm.
and now Costa just sums everything up just over the weekend.
Now, here is a conversation I want people to listen to, and I just hope Liberians will listen with an independent mind as we move forward with this conversation. Now, Costa is saying these folks are a bunch of ungrateful Sanama swines. You know the meaning of Sanama swine?
I definitely know that.
What's the meaning of Sanama
So-
swine?
So whenever you're called, it means dirty pig. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I know about it.
Dirty pigs.
Yeah.
So Joe Barker and the Unity Party people are dirty pigs, according to Costas.
If we,
No,
if-
but,
if
but
we-
no, but
yeah.
we're
so,
doing.
so
This
this
is
is an interpretation, right?
this is an
Right.
analysis of what Costa said.
Right.
We're having a conversation. That's why I
Right.
asked you, what's the meaning of Sanama? Is it an English word?
Well, so yes, the thing. I don't know. Yes, I think so, because I know a couple of Congo people. No offense, though.
So
A couple of Congo people actually use this, and that's the interpretation.
and I think in the Bible there was somewhere Jesus took the evil spirit from somebody and threw the evil spirit into the swines, and so they say a bunch of pigs were
Right.
all in the
right.
dirty mud, and so the evil spirit came from the person. Jesus took it from the person and sent it in the swines. So we'll research it. If you have additional information on what a Sanama swine is,
No, but that's it.
yeah. So
That's
yeah, I think it's related to pigs and the dirty one for that matter, not the clean pigs. So Costa, now nobody would have thought that Costa will reach up to a level of branding the Unity Party people and the Unity partisans as dirty pigs, using your definition of what a Sanama swine is. You want us? Maybe we can have an opinion on what Sanama swine is. Okay, so
So
you got some definition?
no, I want people to call in definition, because that's the meaning I know for it.
Okay. No, so I think the Sanama part of it is an addendum that was made by the Congo people.
Yes.
You know, the original, sons and daughters of the settlers. So they were like, you use Sanama swine, leave on under my breadfruit tree before I spank your behind. So I mean, that's how they used to do their stuff, right? So swines. So okay, let's
So it said, okay, for example, right?
go to Google.
When you're for
Please,
example, you say
please go to
son-
Google. Let's know
son
what.
of a bitch, for
Son-
example.
yeah.
So it's more like if you're saying someone's a son of a dog or something, you say son of a bitch.
Okay,
So maybe it also means son of a pig.
a son of a pig.
Yes,
Yeah, son of,
probably.
yeah. Okay, so we are getting definitions online, and it is like, so son of a dirty. Okay, son of dirty pigs. Yeah, so that's what Jonah Zulu is saying. But please go to Google. Please go to Google and let's type swines. SWINES. That's the only thing we want to know. So we know what swines, when we know the meaning of swines as was stipulated by
Yeah,
Costa.
It's a pig.
Okay, a pig.
Right.
Okay, a contagious viral disease of animals that primarily affects swines. Okay, so Alexa, you are right. Oh? So the pigs, contagious. It means it gets sickness. It's dirty. What does it mean to be called a swine? Okay, so we are having a conversation on this. A person who you consider to be extremely unpleasant and unkind. Now, when you are unpleasant, it means you are not presentable. You don't look good. Yeah? That means in Grebo they say, you are ugly. Hello? You are unkind. A person who you consider to be extremely unpleasant and unkind. So that's who a swine is. So what does it mean to be called a swine? Okay. So swine definition in the Cambridge English Dictionary. Let's go there. I want to know what Costa said about the Unity Party people. That's what we want to know. So a person who you consider to be extremely unpleasant, you filthy swine, is an example. Her ex-husband sounds like an absolute swine. Okay. Then it came here. It said a pig. Those of you watching, oh man, you'll not be able to see it, right? Okay, let's see. Okay.
Yeah, so it's okay, yeah.
All right. So those of you watching, you're seeing the pig there. So a pig is here. So there's a smart vocabulary related words and phrases. So you say pigs, hog, pig, piggy, piglet, poaching, poker, sow, warthog, wild boar. Those are all similar wordings to swine. So they say swine now, animal, a pig, especially when raised for food. So you're not growing for food, a swine. A person whom you consider to be extremely unpleasant and unkind. He can be such a swine sometimes. Hello? This is example number one. So he can be such a swine sometimes. And then we go there. Okay, so so the guy swine fever, swine flu, then we a bunch of okay, so cast peers before swine. Yeah, so see all of the meanings. So they're asking us to see all of the meanings of what swine is. Swine was found in the English dictionary at the entries listed below. Swine, swine flu, swine fever, cast peer before swine idiom. Okay, so okay, all right, okay. Okay, Costa.
No, I think
with the definition we are getting about swine
this
here.
is worse.
No,
actually.
Costa, this is no
No,
Costa.
but I actually think it took him a long time
To reach to this level.
to have reached to.
Let me
this
see whether
point.
we get Sanama swine in the thing.
No, no. I think that's a made up one.
Okay. Okay. What?
That would be a made up one because Liberians were good at
Okay.
coining different words.
So, wow. So Costa branded the Unity Party people from Mr. Baka to the least Unity partisans, as Sanima swines, bunch of dirty pigs. I'm using Costa's, that what Costa said. We're quoting somebody here. Elisha, normally you and I would never refer to anybody on this
never,
platform
ever.
as dirty pigs.
Never ever.
The group who call it Bochopi. Yeah. How do you call
I
pigs
don't know. I know you were
in Kwele?
I don't
So the group who call it Bochopi. So Costa said the United Partisans are a bunch of Bocho. Yeah, I mean, why are you laughing? Oh my God! What?
No, Grebo people in there.
What? No, but pigs. Except I'm making mistake, but
No, you know what?
I'm from the Nyambo tribe.
A lot of the things
in the
that
Grebo
I
land.
said in Grebo.
Uh-huh.
You use, like, for example, this is phone, right?
Uh-huh.
But you will have a whole sentence just to mention what a phone is.
Okay.
So why you call big that?
I mean, but I didn't create that, Alexa. I grew up knowing pig to be referred to as Bocho in the Nyambo vernacular. Yeah, I mean that's why it is. So Bocho, so they call it Bocho P. So Bocho is pig. So it's a Bocho P. I mean you're just adding flavor to the name of the pig. Butcher P, Butcher P. So Costa said the folks in the Unity Party are a bunch of dirty pigs. Okay. No, Costa, that was harsh.
So,
in my mind, that was absolutely harsh, and I don't think he should have reached to that level.
So are you actually telling him to take back his?
No, I mean, who can tell Costa to take back his words?
No, I mean, when people,
hello,
you don't want to be called names too.
Costa is a man. No, I'm saying this thing, Alexa. It's good you asked the question, right? As to what I'm asking Costa to take back his words. No, I'm not going to do that, because Costa is a grown-up man. He is of age. He is constitutionally okay, age-wise, whatever the case, to make his own decisions. Right. Now, you know why I am sounding this way? There was a time a journalist quizzed Mr. DeLong and other key members of the opposition community as to the ways Yeke, a talk show host in North Africa, and other people can insult the president.
Right.
The responses we got from those individuals. Oh, yeah. The responses we got from those individuals were unfavorable. They say, oh, Yaga can do anything how you choose to talk.
Right. No one has control over.
We can control it. How the man choose to talk. Mr. Cummings said that. He said, I mean, they were the,
yes,
yeah.
He said that.
In Grand Gita County, when Yaga Kolba had that situation with the people in Israel, Cummings said that how Yaga choose to do a criticism, nobody more. So Costa choose to call them Butcher P, Dirty Pig, Sonoma Swines. How Costa wrote it on Facebook?
Yes.
The way I sound it, the way
of course.
I'm making the emphasis on
it.
The way I'm calling it that.
That's it.
Sonoma Swines.
That's it.
Eh?
Because just imagine if Costa has spoken the word, right? He's going to say that.
No, he would have said it more authoritative than I'm doing it, right? I mean, he was so passionate when he wrote that on Facebook. So for Costa to choose to call them Sonoma Swines, Butcher P, and whatever, it is his right. Because when these people were insulting the president, supporting people who are insulting the president on a daily basis, when journalists start to quiz them, that thing you're doing, the way you're supporting the man who cussing the president, you lead an issue and just start cussing the president, Perry, this one, that one. Your thing is correct. They will always respond by saying that how the man can do that thing. Yeah. That how the man Morocco can do a show. That how the man, Capitol building and do an advocacy and so forth. So who am I to tell Costa say, don't call the people son of a swine, don't call them dirty pigs? Who am I to tell don't call the people dirty pigs? Why are you laughing for? Who am I? I don't have that authority, Alexa. I don't. And that's why we keep saying to the people, you would need to keep the political transactions in the country void of sentiments and triviality. Because when you make people to get used to these trivial issues and these unnecessary, venting of anger and ranting here and there, it takes away the substance of the discussion. Now, we are no longer focused on policy-driven issues. We are here responding to Sonoma Swines, Butcher P affairs, all the kind of stuff. Those are things that should not even be taking our time. You understand it? Right. And the thing of it, Alexa, for me, I wouldn't have used that phrase, especially on Omen Lebwaka. I mean, to look at Papi Lebwaka and say he's a dirty pig, no, I would have done that. Look at Mo Ali and say Mo Ali, what skin wet that? You look at him and say he's a dirty pig. No, I'm not too sure. Even when pig roll his hair in the mud, the skin can be red. The way Mo Ali's skin red that. So to say he's a dirty pig, I wouldn't support that, right? But I think he spoke out of frustration. I think he spoke out of look. I mean, he had it up to his neck to the extent that he could no longer take it.
So there are moments where you have someone to, I don't want to say tolerant, because being tolerant is another thing and being patient is another thing. So you have someone to exercise some sort of patience for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And that person will definitely, manage the different words. That person will even manage the different moments that they're supposed to speak. And one of the reasons, you have all of these things to happen, or you have all of, these words to come up at a certain point in time is because someone has actually sat, that person had, thought over things, and that person had actually realized that why exactly am I being quiet when I'm being provoked? So I actually think to have reached this point for Costa to, have said all of the different things he said under 1 hour, it says a lot about, what exactly it took him to get to the point of, expressing his, I don't know, I should say if it is some sort of a dissatisfaction, or as to whether he has sat for a very long time and he realized that right now he doesn't have to be that way any longer. So since at this point you have people saying that, for example, his press conference, right? All of the different things Costa said during his press conference, you have some of the folks from UP who definitely termed those things to be all lies, right? They said no, this thing didn't happen, it never ever happened. And at that point, whatever, when you're a friend, or you're at a point very close with this person, and you were part of the different operations, you were part of the different discussions, and so have got into a point where you had a press conference, and then you express all of the different things, and then people get to you, the same people you work with, the same people you have insulted other people for,
Sure.
the same people you have denigrated other people for, and then they tell you all these things are all lies. It takes a lot mentally. You'll be thinking. So I think it took a lot for Costa to get to a point, because he was actually provoked to understand where people were actually thinking, where is Costa?
That's correct.
This is not the Costa we know.
So the issue here now is that there are folks who are saying, look, Costa, you didn't have to cause us like that. You didn't have to call us dirty pigs. You didn't have to do that. What are you laughing for?
I like how
I can choose to use the synonym for the word. I can choose to use the synonym. The only thing is that it should be just so you know, by 10 minutes after 5, we'll be playing host to our guests, Mr. Zah and Sherry from Honorable Grace office. So let it be known. Now, look, the reason Costa did that, in my mind, is because he was frustrated, like you were saying.
Yeah.
The Unity Party
he
became
was.
a history in Liberia after the election of President Weah.
And that was the fact.
Right after the inauguration, Unity Party became a dead story. Unity partisans were like kind of confused. They went into political limbo. They went into slumber. They were dead and gone. It took the character of Costa. And one thing Austin Kawa and Abu Sherry said this morning, specifically Austin, when he said, look, between 2018, 2019, 2020, our job at Freedom Radio Liberia was basically intended to dilute all of what Costa was saying about the government.
Right.
And between me and you, we did that.
Because whenever you get up in the morning, you listen to Costa has said this.
Costa,
so you have
Costa as a talk show host, gave us sleepless nights in this country, finding means to provide counter arguments to most of the things he was saying about the government, most of which were not true, by the way. Bulk of the things he said about the administration were total lies. To the extent one time he said Biota was arrested in Brussels.
Right.
In less than 2 minutes, Biota was in the home of the president with a video, Carrasco interviewing him. So Costa was the one who took it on the regime. He was the fearless fighter who stood in the gap to resuscitate a dead political image of the Unity Party when nobody in the country wanted to even hear anything about the Unity Party. You're talking about CPP? It was the Council of Patriots organized by Henry Petro Costa that gave the CPP the political momentum and zeal they had, to the extent that they brought this country down on her knees on the 7th of June. June 7th. That protest was not a CPP or opposition protest.
No.
It was a Henry Pedro Costa's influence that led that to happen. It was as a result of those issues that the Unity Party thought to spring and say, look, you know why? We now have a moment to resell ourselves to the Liberian people and make them think we are better off. Because when you voted for the president in 2017, Unity Party had a direct signal that, hey, we were voted out because the people are aware that we brought 68 concession here and it was useless. They're aware that we don't want to $30 million to Lofa for rest project and we not grow 1 cup of rest. They're aware that we don't want to sold all of the oil blocks and we just pay funny thing around here, nothing good to show. They're aware that we don't want to sold all of the concession, the different rubber and iron ore area and nothing can come from it. They're aware that the European Union brought their $10 million here, Nothing good happened to it. Today, that money, that fiasco. They are aware that over $8 million from the Japanese people came through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as a grant, and we did nothing with it. They are aware of all of the bad things we did. It was Costa who had to put his integrity on the line in his little influence. That's why today, United Party can be a competitor in today's political arena. Now, to look at such an individual and have your soldiers, thrown at him to go and fight him, because I said, but look at the people here. Have they forgotten to know that it took Henry Pedro Costa to lie on the Republic of Liberia? It took Henry Pedro Costa to threaten to kill the president of the country. Yeah, Costa said that. He said, if George Weah dares send people to a radio station, he will arm rebels. He will give all rebels guns, and he will give them instruction to kill. The head of the president will be dragging in the street of Monrovia. He said that. Costa had to threaten the peace of the state, not for his own personal gains, that people saying, even if he has some personal, benefit, those benefits weren't supreme as compared to the overall benefit that the United Party will attain from the process. He made those statements. He had to flee this country under the cover of darkness. Yaga Golba said the point in Boni Khartoum. Those are risks that he took. Did everything, even at the dying minute when Mr. Baka had got through insulting the president, and the president could no longer stay in the hospital, it was Costa who took it upon himself to find investors, whatever the case, flew the puppet out of the place, tried to make. So in the end of all of those things, Costa said, of all of what I have done, to still find these people to be brave enough to look me in the eye, and say things to me about integrity, it means they are not humans. They are dirty pigs. They are animal swines. In my mind, that's what came to Costa's mind. And don't hold him responsible. He spoke his mind because he was hurt. The attitude exhibited, by Costa on that day was a clear manifestation of somebody who was down. Very, very down. Will I have used the word son of a swine? I don't think so. I say I don't think so. I'm not saying outrightly that I wouldn't have used it, but I don't think so. Perhaps if I would have been in his position, maybe somewhere, somehow, perhaps I wouldn't have used son of a swine, but something similar to it.
You would have used something worse.
Anyway, whatever the case is. But what he did was as a result of how he felt. Look, it is a thing of pain to look at something you invested all of your time and life savings in, and the person who is benefiting from it, to look at them showing you ingratitude, you can want to die. That move Costa is somebody say, why is that so much fun? The partisan had appeared even Costa on that day, he would have chopped that guy into pieces. That is to what extent Costa was angry. And so to let it out, the man says, son of a swines, dirty pigs. And he did not want to say son of a swine. He said, ungrateful son of a swine. And that's why we just take a few calls, quickly. So we do the ungrateful part. Are they really ungrateful? In my mind, yes.
The records are actually
because even if Baka had intended to choose a different person other than Costa, who already had a $10 million deal on the table, the investor said, choose Costa, will get you $30 million. You don't choose Costa, we'll take our money. That was it. And none of the people say, that $30 million here, then people say, no, we want it. They gave the $30 million offer with a condition. You choose Costa, we'll get you $30 million. You're not getting, you choosing, we take our $30 million. That was a deal. Beyond that, everything Costa did in this country, go left fire executive mansion, put people in the street. Since the Council of Patriots left protests and all the kind of thing, what kind of opposition protest you ever see hold momentum in this country? The last time Cummings went to SKD, attire suffering. Attire suffering, now if we get nothing good in the end, they stole their own 70,000. So the thing is, whether you like it or not, Costa was a pivotal individual in that arrangement. Now, to look at such an individual and throw him under the bus is the highest level of ingratitude. That's why you don't want to happen to anybody in politics. No, you don't want that happening.
Yeah, and one of the things I think they did again was to discredit Costa's effort and relevance,
Mhm.
and that is something you will be making a very big mistake
so you
if
say
you tell Costa he doesn't have any
he is of no relevance,
at this point.
but you were referring to him as a hero.
Of course,
So it
course.
brings to mind, Alexa, that
Henry was one of the most celebrated young people in the Unity Party
In
the
the-
moment he started, supporting Joseph Yuma Boakai.
sure. So at this moment, you're saying this man is of no relevance. This brings to mind the theory of hypocrisy and deception in the political space of our country. Because he's no longer supporting you, he is of no relevance. Now, the reason why you see Costa is now with the cloud of protection that he needs at this moment is because he is yet to decide where he's laying his basket. And so if a Unity partisan was sit in his corner and think and say, look, Costa is of no relevance, we ain't got time for him, that partisan maybe is validating what Costa said about them. I'm not going to repeat it. The only reason why you see Costa is not with that number that he used to display is because he has not decided on what side to lay on. And that's how you, right here in the building, you can sit here and issue a statement right now asking your supporters, the supporters of Freedom Radio Liberia and the president that we support to assemble in Monrovia. When traffic not start happening in Monrovia City right now, Chimani. The reason Costa is going to find it difficult to do that right now is because he is not with a particular team. He is yet to make a determination as to where to lay a basket. To look at such a man and say he is not relevant. Maybe that you supplying the kush in the country. Yeah, to say that, I mean that you don't want supplying the kush in Liberia. It means you're mentally not okay. Costa is the only thing Costa needs to do is to say, this is where I support. The cloud of that whole team will come and form a shield around him. He becomes more influential like before. That's all you need. The brand has already been made. They think about Liberia, they make him be so in singing your song. When you drive the man, what about James Bunny? James Bunny, when you play with CDC, boo, the same way you're looking in CDC. You want to Unity Party, and Unity Party praising him.
Oh, yeah.
Prince Johnson, when in the country with CDC.
Yeah.
By the time Prince Johnson entering the Senate, DeLong and we doing War Grand Code. The time DeLong was Prince Johnson was supporting the CDC. Every time Prince Johnson is entering the session of the chambers of the Liberian Senate, you'll see DeLong. I see PYJ, I think we War Grand Code. Today, when PYJ is entering the session, DeLong can open 2 arms.
He needs a hug.
He wants to swallow Prince Johnson. And that is the hypocrisy that Liberians are not understanding. Few months ago, DeLong would shout on top of the voices of all of his colleagues to the extent that you can be the Radical market, you be hearing DeLong shouting the Capitol building. We want War Grand Code in that country. We want War Grand Code in that country.
You have several Facebook Live.
We want War Grand Code in that. You know how DeLong can talk.
I don't know.
We want War Grand Code in that country. They're going to not saying you're doing in that country. That we had them not saying doing. We want War Grand.
Oh my God.
That's how you will keep shouting. But then you see Prince Johnson. Today, Prince Johnson is entering the chambers. DeLong open 2 arms like that. The Godfather. So it has never been about the people's interest. It has been about where this person is standing.
So if you have your own demons, you definitely praise your own demons.
So the guys who wanted to send Prince Johnson to jail, it was not because Prince Johnson not care your relative before. No. They were trying to send him to jail because he was not supporting a team that they support. Hey, Dylan, I can't go. You doing all kind of money in the place shooting war criminals. We want war crime coach. That's how Dylan will sound. Today
the advocacy has gone to bed.
The man is a political godfather.
Right.
He's no longer an issue anymore. The debate is not about war crime code. So that's what I'm saying.
The debate has already changed.
Costa is being referred to today as whatever they're saying because he is no longer supporting them. Costa is going to make a decision. When that decision is made, even when Costa decides to support Tier 1 will not be an easy man to ride on from the political propaganda stance. So y'all just be there and smoking kush and say,
And
cause I ain't got relevance.
right, and Costa also wrote something, and that was the point where he was asking if you're not supporting them, that means you don't love Liberia. I think we've had a moment where we've discussed this, right? There are moments where you will see, for example, you see seditions. Whenever you have seditions to gather together to maybe support the president or have some sort of rally, you will have a lot of people saying they're stupid, they're foolish, they don't have sense
they ain't got
because
sense.
they
But
don't.
when the same people come back to them,
Exactly.
and let's start out with CDC.
Exactly.
Hello, and let's start out with CDC. Oh, corruption King Kong.
Yeah.
They took whole CDC bash. They put them on a
Right.
beast stomach. They
Right.
put CDC bash on the side of beast stomach. Corruption King Kong. I ain't keeping all the 16 billion, all the 25 million.
And today he has
Today,
crossed over. You no longer listen to all of these different
they
phrases.
refer to him as
Right.
Edo Talo.
So they just at a point where
Alexa, they can refer to him as Edo Talo. Edo Talo.
you can imagine.
Are
the
you understand
deception.
that?
So I mean, the bottom line is this has never been about
The
people, because if you're going to look at someone who supports the president, you're going to look at someone who supports the president, and then you tell the person, hey, you're stupid for choosing this side, or you don't have any sense. And then whenever you have the person to cross over to you, you consider that person as someone who is intelligent. You consider that person as someone who is basically a saint or hero. It doesn't actually work like that, because this is like a space where we are promoting, everyone's choice at this point. And with all of the disagreements we have, we're definitely looking forward to having a discussion where it is like really modern. So you don't have to keep telling people you're stupid because you support the president.
Oh no.
And when the same folks go over to you, they're no longer stupid. So Costa was not actually wrong to have said,
No.
if you don't support Joseph Boakai, that means you don't love Liberia.
Yeah. So when you're with them, he was a picture.
Of course.
Let's go to somebody said I was saying that they don't generate that you. Let's take a break to be right back. We take calls by 5:10, 5:15. We take our guest there from Honorable Grace district. They're here to talk more about campaign activities from Honorable Akara's Moses Grace district.
So if you see crime, report it. We are on the sector to interior. Crime stopper, keep me ourselves, let's stop for all of our crime stopper. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia. On the sector to interior. Crime stopper, keep me ourselves, let's stop for all of our.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. On the sector to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop for all of our. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. On the sector to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop crime for all of our.
Okay, welcome to Freedom Radio Liberia. Freedom Hub is the program. My name is Kai. Alexa is here. It is your time to put in your calls. You forget that thing. I want to.
But it is not a mistake, because Dylan has been your best friend.
Yeah, no, but I know how Dylan can
You know
talk.
how to mimic, Dylan so well.
I will not do it again. Call us on 086-500-104. Let's have your input. We'll take calls for 10 minutes. Then we have our guests in studio. Our guests for today are members of the Team Gray campaign team. Yes, Honorable Gray is the lawmaker from district number 8. He is seeking re-election. So Samuel Zai and Musa Malcolm Sharif, both spokesperson and deputy spokesperson for the Grace campaign, will be our guests by the time it is 10 minutes after 5 o'clock. Let's go to the lines and take your calls. 866-500-104-776-104-104 are the numbers to join the conversation. Those of you outside Liberia can join us on +231 866-500-104. Let's take this person on the line. Go ahead. What's your name? Where you join us from? Congotan, your background is noisy.
Yeah, I said my bed is famous one near Congotan.
Go ahead, Chief. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I was just wondering for the meaning of Sanama Swan, this is my for the meaning of Sanama Swan. You know, for me, I'm from the crown, you know, regions. The Sanama is crazy. We use the word crazy in Crown Sanama. We crazy call you Sanama. So if you are made the saying Sanama Swan, the crazy man is coming.
Okay.
So that's meaning that's the meaning we know as a farm people.
Thank you very much. We leave you right there. Let's take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to Congressman of Liberia. Join the conversation from the opposition. It is your pleasure. I follow you before the analysis for the issues that the tremendous of issues in our country. And now, for why you depending smart about it, and the smart is that a person's behavior who is offensive to others. The American Web Station there. Probably those of whom in the university attitude to work was very offensive. It was on that basis that he said these are ungrateful Sanama Swan. Now, it's not the poster, it should be the person of the tactic, it should be a man of the sport. It is saying for the president, no matter the circumstances, no matter the pre-economy, no matter the situation, they do the same by the president. But now he went in, it was not taking your interest and more than to win the decent way. And back to the issue of this is Senator Dillon. Now, they are giving a blessing not just about the people are not in our interest, they're not in our land. They are for the that's in in. They do things for that short benefit. And now, now preachers also we are they're saying the people need to work on, but it's not going to tell us that.
Oh yeah.
Because in what the preachers talking about the church and not preachers that joined in church and night in the political power.
Oh yeah.
It's no more a war law. So I don't know this thing. I don't speak to the consciousness of the Liberian people that these people are not in our land. They are seeking that self-academic and the self-academic is being met. The modernity they are not us now. There's nothing you want to like now.
Thank you very much. We'll take another person. Let's take another person. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Good evening, KOK and Princess Alexa.
Good evening.
Me and Francis, I call you from the office of the CDC company in the West Point.
Go ahead.
KOK, this is the opposition of the political because when Costa was there, they don't just look at it to be one of the problem. They call in their leader, they call in their hero. Now today, they are saying that he's less important, he's not important at all. And when you said that man was a leader, he was a hero, he will remain a hero, he will become a hero for other people. So wherever you go, he will be called a hero.
Oh yeah.
He will be called a hero because you're already making hero, and you're already making a leader, so you will be a leader.
Thank you.
We believe that the man was having a popularity, and also now we say we believe so. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Let's leave you and take this other person. Go ahead, sir. 1 minute quickly.
Good afternoon, okay?
Good evening. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, this is Ishale. I'm calling from Congotan.
Your background is terribly noisy. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, let me say thanks to both of you for the conversation this evening. You see, when I sometimes listen to the documentary party saying that Costa is not relevant, I'll be like, wow. They think Costa that they were praising all around here, who was the chief organizer for the June 7 protest. I really brought Sarah Dillon to the Senate. Is it King Costa they are talking about? I mean, Costa people in America, they were all behind up and down in town rooming about, all on cars, passing around. Is it King Costa they're talking about? He is irrelevant right now because he is not supposed to be any longer. And one thing about the whole war crime was taking just like Dillon they after the evening. You know? I mean, no one is talking about war crime for the game for United Party.
Oh yeah.
I think so 2 months back, almost every day, Dillon and the rest of the people were talking about war crime for. But right now, I think it's just into that once in a while they can talk about war crime for, but no longer you don't get it from the United Party again.
Thank you very much.
This is how hypocrite they are. Because if you are supporting them, they support even if you are bad and you have done some wicked things before they will support that bad happens because you are supporting them. So I mean, this is not the kind of country we want to see. This is why we are hoping to re-elect the president for the second time.
Thank you. We leave you. We take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Let's hear you.
Hello, okay.
Hello, man. CC from Claratown. Go ahead, man.
Thank
you. Let me say hi to my daughter Alexa. Thank you for the topic this evening. I admire two of you in studio.
Okay.
I want to say congratulations to my son Costa.
Oh.
Petro Costa. Yes. And I was joined by saying Salama Swan again. If too, I joined I found fascinating. People they are Salama Swan, okay, Melala. That people that keep people that want in that swamp, they are the demonic people that exist. People that they don't there. They all there to call Boaka. He even get a fresh idea, so say Bacosta. So they put 30 meters in there, they are Salama Swan. They never say they take a push. I want to laugh. Because you see, what can you say about how they wipe your foot? You say you white man. So all the Salama Swan. So when you take it about they say only you get that nothing back. Maybe they are a bunch of cowards, nothing they know about politics. They get using their own man pushing from here and there. And they may betray Costa. He became angry to tell us to that man. And they frustrate that man will come back to tell the people what is happening to that man in America, which is what they made in America. He will tell the people, okay, and right, Harry, and mentally on that America, the earth in your head. The teachers that he used to go in the bathroom, he get it. The people he used to see America on that bed, he get it. So he can attack small. So they have both of Salama Swan and Melala, I suppose, 100%. Because whenever after us, after person, we have to over, they put a friend together and they put it in there. He stole the show. They make it as if because Joseph put that here. People are buying food in a home. Put that looking for a friend in the country. And I tell you a good man. But now he not good. Don't put at the trailer. Or consultate you. That way you know that out the number one of water or one children there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. Sisi, we leave you. We take the last 3 callers, then we go to our guests. Quickly, let's hear you 1 minute.
Yeah, good afternoon, Veteran Khan, Oliver Khan, and Sis Alexa. My name is Franklin and Kamara. Together be calling Physical Punjab.
Go ahead.
Firstly, let me say thank you for your talking point this afternoon. You know, actually, I post that they did it out of frustration, honestly, because you fear, you know, you were very disappointed in the entire team, and that was news. Actually, you very music because this is how the opposition, you know, the party people are looking at. Seriously, because they are betrayed. The former the senator for Nima Kante, Prince Johnson said they scrap over JB as ungrateful, now ungrateful level. So if Kosa say they are Salaman Swan, they deserve it. And Kosa will get it. But thank you.
Thank you very much. We leave you. We'll take the other person. You should be the second to the last. Baby, please bring our studio guest. Go ahead. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Hello, KK.
Hello. Let's hear you, ma'am.
KK, there is my original door, the president for Chicken Soup Factory.
Go ahead.
KK, first of all, I want to tell you thank you.
Thank you, too.
KK, you're ungrateful level. Your United Party people have squandered their opportunity today. They want to come out of power. After using Costa, now with Costa, but they use so many people at the end of the day, they fall kick in it. Think they be ungrateful like that. After using no people, Costa knew. He know that those people, they are ungrateful. He dropped behind it. He said he was just afraid. He fight president. We are today the people treating the land as president. We are gossiping about because president we are calling. He said, "Call you young man, cancel me, so we can carry the country power." At the end of the day, he said that what he was doing was all right for him.
Thank you.
He started exposing president. He started insulting the man. He started disgracing the whole country.
Oh my God. Thank you very much, my dear. I didn't cut you off. I think the network here is behaving photogenic. Let's leave you and take the last person on the line. Go ahead. What's your name?
Good evening, Honorable and Lessa.
Good evening, ma'am. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Plenty. This is mine. You know, we're calling from St. Paul's Bridge.
From St. Paul's Bridge. This is Sibo's district. Go ahead.
Yeah. I say, Oliver, is this seeing these kinds of things? Costa seeing it?
The man said the people that sent us.
Well, you know, this God, this man that up, he can't sleep. Anything you do to anybody, he will pay you. That God pay United Party and Costa and all of them. You thank you, my children, nothing more I get to see.
Thank you very much. We'll take the last person, then we'll go take our break. You're the last person. Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, okay. How you doing for the public? My name is Maurice Puma, the chair for Operation National Response Defender. And I'm joining now from a resident drivers market finance day. Okay. For me, I would like to commend Costa. Heron P. Costa, I commend 100%. You know, my brother, when Heron Costa was used to use when you go on the social media, when especially attacking the president, you see guys that will be hearing him. They call him hero. But thank you guys defend that Salaman Swan. Because for me, the dad, somebody guys there, I will tell them, I said, my man, you myself not get debate. You guys are Salaman Swan.
No,
and I have one debate with you guys.
You're not Costa. You're not Costa. It is only Costa who's going to use.
Costa will tell us. The message people are Salaman Swan. So I will use the word from Costa
no.
to them.
No, only Costa will use the word, my brother.
No. Costa told us that these people, they are Salaman Swan. So we'll use Costa's statement on them. Seriously. Thank you.
We'll leave you right there.
This is a message from your own self, Omen Sam Science.
Stop, the people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stop, Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop for all of us. Stop, the people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stop, Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stopping ground for all of us.
Okay, welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Khan Oliver Khan. Princess Alexa Vanja Colley is pretty seated. We're in the political era, and District 8 is one of those heavily contested political districts in the Republic of Liberia. Just for the record, District 8 is home to most of the important public structures in Liberia. The University of Liberia is in District number 8. The Executive Mansion is in District number 8. The Temple of Justice is in District number 8. The Environmental Protection Office is in District number 8. The Capitol Building is in District number 8. The headquarters of the Liberian National Police is in District number 8. So Freedom Radio Liberia is also in District number 8. G.W. Gibson is in District number 8. So you just have a lot of places. The famous Ken Johnson Road, Roosevelt Johnson there, Ken Johnson Road, is in District 8. Boozy Quarter is there, Slipway is there, Soniwa is there, Vlagba is also there, and their lawmaker is Representative Moses Akaras Gray. He has two of his men in studio. Both of them are here today to talk more about upcoming events in the district and the campaign of Honorable Moses Gray. So to have that conversation, we have in studio Samuel Zah. Samuel Zah recently crossed over from the ANC to the CDC, specifically through the intervention of Honorable Moses Akaras Gray. He's the official spokesperson for the Gray's campaign team. He's been accompanied by Ambassador Musa Malcolm Sharif. Malcolm Sharif is the deputy campaign spokesperson for Team Gray. Gentlemen, it is our honor to welcome you to Freedom Radio Liberia. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Okay. I think we're getting some no. You got to send it back. We're getting some echo. I just hope we can work on it. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's start with you, Mr. Chairman, the official spokesperson.
Yeah. Firstly, before I dive into the exegesis of how we are here, I would like to make a significant correction.
Okay.
You initially used the word.
We were not through the intervention.
No. You initially used the word heavily contested district.
Okay.
And I thought it wise to do that correction.
Is the district not heavily contested?
It's not heavily contested.
Why?
Because the lawmaker, this will be one of the easiest elections.
Rufus Nivers is in the race.
No, let's discuss significant political
Rufus
figures.
is also a significant figure.
Is Rufus, listen.
He was upon the time definitely led that district.
Your
I'm
boss,
saying-
your bossman took the district from Rufus. So how will you?
Yes. Well, I said easier because there will be an incompatible gulf or disparities of margin.
Okay.
In the 2011 election,
Mhm.
the 2017 election,
Mhm.
the margin that we're going to whip them with this election,
okay,
will be so exponential in terms of differences. But let's go to the reasons why we are here.
We'll go there.
Let's go to the reason why we are here.
That's why you're here.
You have a
So-
lot of people listening right now, and they would like to know details. Who are you? Who are you? As much as we have actually introduced you.
Yeah, so my name is Samuel Zah, and once upon a time I was aspiring to become the lawmaker of District Number 8.
Okay.
And also,
So you got scared, you left the race.
I happened to be the former spokesperson of the ANC Youth Congress, where I resigned from
ANC Youth
before joining
Congress.
the CDC.
Okay.
No, I didn't get scared. I got the realization
Mhm.
of what the incumbent lawmaker have done conspicuously.
Okay.
So these are fact-based issues.
When did you realize that?
It doesn't matter when. It is about recognition of goods.
Because you
the
said
tendency of
because
when
you said you had an ambition to contest
there were
initially.
reasons. There were reasons I
Mhm.
intended to contest.
And Gray was the same lawmaker by
Very
then.
good. Yes,
Uh-huh.
there was a reason I intended to contest,
Mhm.
and these reasons were appropriately addressed by the lawmaker.
Okay.
So there was no reason, and one reason why we suffer leadership crisis.
You want to
in-
mention some of the reasons because the people are listening to you. What was some of the reasons you wanted to contest? And because Gray addressed them, you are no longer contesting.
I had some fundamental issues,
Uh-huh.
and he addressed
You're
them.
just
He
speaking-
addressed
you-
them.
you- you-
You're
you-
not
just speaking
being specific about
in
the
coded
issues you
phrases.
had.
What are the fundamental issues? You said there were issues that were addressed. I said, what are the issues? You said fundamental issues. So leave all the fundamental. Leave all the one.
Okay, yeah.
What
Yeah,
did Gray,
one
what
major
Gray was not
issue-
doing?
one major issue
For
I
you wanted to
felt-
run, and he agreed, no, you won't run again.
One
Simple
major
English.
issue
Uh-huh.
I felt
Uh-huh.
the women who sells Raleigh Town and Jakarta market need electricity.
Need electricity.
And for which he have installed solar panel effect.
Mhm.
And I also felt that the students in District Number 8 needed more and more scholarship.
Okay.
For which he have given more and more scholarship. So there are a whole lot of reasons
Okay.
for which I intended to contest. And like I said, these issues were being appropriately or have been appropriately addressed.
Okay.
So we premised our campaign for the second re-election in the 13th legislative bill of Akaros Moses Gray
Okay.
on three fundamental pillars.
Okay.
Lawmaking, what he has done
Mhm.
in the past,
Mhm.
what he's doing,
Mhm.
and what he intends to do
Okay.
when he gets re-elected, for which I am certain 100%. Like I said, this is the easiest election. Of course, he will get re-elected.
Okay.
Now,
Before
this-
we go into the issues, you're here with your deputy, the honorable. We'll get back to you, Mr. Spokesperson. Mr. Sheriff, Honorable Gray selected you to be his deputy spokesperson for the campaign. Do you agree with what your bossman said? Is it going to be an election that will not be heavily contested with the presence of Prince Toll, Rufus Newver? What is this man from AME? James Nakpa Soklo Fala.
James is also there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, the kind of strategies and political mechanism we have put in place to making this election a tsunami is something that even people that are contesting, some of them don't be surprised at the 11 hour to have them giving our support to Honorable Gray.
Okay.
Because it's having us, in fact, to be selected, the first thing, I'm the Assistant Secretary General for Planning, Program, Policies, and Research for the People's Liberation Party
Okay.
National. And also in 2017, I served as the Secretary General for the George Abu Mira Political Action Committee.
Wow.
Wherein we were able to make him to take the third place in 2017.
So the both of you
elections.
didn't even support Honorable Gray.
Of course.
In 2017.
There where I said.
So at the moment
it
you
is
are
different.
you are the spokespeople for him at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the chair.
Yeah, like I said,
So three different
we
issues.
premised our argument
Mhm.
for his re-election
Mhm.
on three fundamental pillars.
Three pillars.
What he has done,
Mhm.
what he's doing,
And what he will do.
intends to do when
Okay.
he gets re-elected.
Okay.
And these three pillars are subdivided into a legislative functions,
Mhm.
duties, responsibility, and deliverables.
Mhm.
And the second subcategory
Mhm.
deals with his non-legislative functions and delivery.
Okay.
That is, give his personal generosity, his arms, his personal benevolence towards inhabitants and residents of the district.
So let's go to the 3 pillars, then we come to the...
I will deal with lawmaking oversight, and my deputy will deal with representation.
Okay.
And then we will generalize the non-legislative functions. So now, let's deal with lawmaking as Honorable Gray, one of his biggest strengths. Now, as a lawmaker, Honorable Gray sponsored the bill against nepotism.
Okay.
Now, which is also instituted in a code of conduct. When the Salif administration thought that the governance of the state was the personal property or the prerogative of they and their family, Representative Gray said no. There are ordinary Liberians, qualified Liberians, who also need to be jobbed, need to work in the government.
Okay.
So he brought about the bill against nepotism. So when we discuss the bill against nepotism that is enshrined in the code of conduct, he sponsored that bill.
Okay.
The patient right bill that deals with giving access, accessible respect and rights to the patient was also sponsored by President Moses Akara's bill.
When was that? I want you to attach time frame to it because
I would do that. I would do that.
Yes.
No, there's a whole lot of issues.
Because the reason why I wanted to attach a time frame is because he may have done something between 2011 to 2017, and he was already rewarded for that in 2017. Now, the people want to know between 2017 to this date, what has he been able to achieve using your own pillars? Okay. That's what we want to go to.
So let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let's deal with the issue of the Local Government Act.
Okay.
When he was serving as the chair on good governance,
okay,
Honorable Gray ensured the passes into law, and he served as good governance in his second term. That was from 2017 up to 2023.
Okay.
Where he served as chair on the chair on good governance. So he spearheaded the passing the law, the creation of the Ministry of Finance and Developmental Planning. He also instituted the passage into law, the Local Government Act that gave local government officials the constitutional authority to work on behalf of the central government. So these are issues. Now, the Decent Well bill also was being co-sponsored by Moses Akara's bill.
But this decent work bill is not something that was done between 2017 to this moment.
I said what he has done.
Okay.
What he's doing.
Okay.
And what he intends to do.
Okay. So we are at the level of what he has done.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's proceed.
So we will not be specific as to what he, from 2012 to current.
Okay.
So we're trying to give a chronological breakdown from 2012 to current.
Now it is
so that's the reason why I say what he has done, what he's doing, and what he intends to do.
Let's proceed.
So what he's doing now. Now, when you go in district number 8, Honorable Gray have embarked on a mission of electrifying district number 8 currently.
So are we done with the legislative? No,
we stay coming to the legislative. But I'm discussing what he's doing now.
Okay.
So you will see how we'll be intertwining what he has done.
No, I mean I just thought we would have gotten done with the legislative interactions on the floor.
Okay, yeah, let me do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Representative Gray also co-sponsor the dual citizenship bill.
Okay.
He co-sponsored that bill. In fact, he was one of the main instruments when it comes to that bill. Because I can remember vividly, he got off his legislative office and he was on the radio giving explicit analysis, the importance
of the dual citizenship
bill. So when you discuss the historicity of the dual citizen bill, you go to salute Honorable Moses Akara's bill.
Okay.
Understand? So that was his legislative functions.
Okay.
Understand? So let's deal with what he intends to do. Now, there are 2 schools in the 2 major markets in district number 8, Rallytown Market and that of the Joquenta Market. One of his major intentions, upon getting re-elected, he has said this, that he intended that these 2 schools will get combined into one, and he will ensure that it falls under the Ministry of Education, because these are privately owned institutions of learning. So, and you know the cost attached in terms of tuition. So, when they are under the Ministry of Education, the parents pay lesser fee.
It is good that you're the spokesperson now. The idea about having those schools at the different markets, from my understanding, is as a result of the parents being busy selling, and they would need their kids, you know, to be somewhere where they'll be taking care of it at the same time learning something. Now, combining the two different schools, I mean, is the honorable considering the parents being far apart, you know, and where this, do we have an understanding of where they propose?
All of that will be in a set mechanism.
Okay.
That would be a whole bill in terms of accessibility.
Okay.
Is one of the key key focus points.
Okay.
Where the situation, the settlement of the school, the two market school, is one of the key figure.
Okay.
On that bill. So he intends to institutionalize that when he's re-elected. So these are some of the things he intends to do upon getting re-elected.
Upon getting re-elected.
Yeah.
So some of the legislative, paperwork is going to be channeling through the legislature is to ensure that you have this public school under the Ministry of Education, you know, combine it, take it from Jokpata and Rally Time and have it blended.
And one significant bill that he also intends is the medical e-bill.
Okay.
And then what is the significance of medical e-bill? You see, people die from perilous diseases and sicknesses.
Okay.
Not because these things are so perilous, but because many of them don't have the actual amount, you understand, to attend to these medical services.
Okay.
So that parents just feel like a friend of mine, Sayo, one of brilliant mathematician. He died because his parents could not raise $8,000 in the time frame needed. So when you have the medical aid bill, there will be a set threshold and requirement before giving it.
So that is what he intends to do.
So that is what he intends to do.
Okay.
I understand. So these are two major issues and instances. There are two major issues he intends to look at and to pass into law.
Okay. So let me take you back a little bit. So at the moment, you know, between 2017 to this day, with the exception of the dual citizenship, you know, passage, you talk about what is the next thing you talk about?
Yeah. So also the bill to establish the Johnson Field Community College. Now, that one is not in your district.
Okay.
So it tells you that he's not only a lawmaker additional money.
So as important as the health issue, the medical is something. Why didn't the lawmaker?
No. There are times for everything.
One would have thought that he would have placed more emphasis and priority on the health issue. You know, where people would not.
Okay. Of reason, he made it his incumbent responsibility to share medical supplies and drugs,
which is not his job. Which is not that
you have
hello.
Yeah.
The reason why he's making those provisions is because apparently the system is not making the provisions from the national budget.
Right.
A lawmaker should not be in the business of providing drugs here and there. His actions should be from the legislative floor, channeling all of those issues through policy revisions. You know, and having, you know, policy issues, you know, set up in a way that it will work for everybody.
Okay.
Now,
we cannot sit because there is not a constituted law or bill to aid our people and we put our hand. What we will do, we will find a momentous remedy to the situation while we fight for the more constitutional one. And that's what he do.
Okay.
So when it comes to the priorities, in fact, there was not the first time. That is something he does on a regular basis.
Okay, so by you going to the issue of distributing drugs and other issues will suggest that you are done with his legislative.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. You asked me. You asked from 2017 to 2023. That's what I'm going at.
Sure.
So I discussed the Johnsonville Community College.
Okay.
But you brought about the issue of the distribution of drugs.
No.
Okay,
no. That was one of the things you actually shortlisted about the medical aid bill.
You said one of the things the lawmaker is intending to do when he's re-elected on the floor of the legislature is to bring about this medical aid, something that Liberians will not have to die because they cannot afford their medical expenses. The government will provide some kind of money somewhere. When you're sick, your family don't get the money, you go and take it, which is good.
And evident by that is the Sodiwe community in the
Good, which is a good idea.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying my follow-up question was, as important as this projection is, one will be thinking as to why the lawmaker didn't do that from 2017 to this moment. Who would have thought that he would have placed more emphasis on it? He would have attached more urgency to it, because it is more important than some of the other things he spent more time on.
Yeah, surely. Let me just speak to that quickly. As it relates to the honorable having interest in the health sector.
Okay.
Look, you can go to anyone in clinic. You can take a visit there.
Sure.
Because of his interest in having a healthy community and healthy people, he was able to ensure that the Sony clinic there, he lobbied with colleagues at the house, and they were fund part of the budget.
The clinic has always been part of the budget.
No, not always. You can check it from Malanseritan.
Okay.
You can check that record. It was through his instrumentality.
Okay.
And his lobbying power that the clinic there was funded through the national budget.
Okay.
You can check that.
Okay.
So we're coming back to 2017 to 2023, because that was your point of contention, because you said you have already been rewarded. So also the act to amend and restate and act to establish the Liberal Anti-Corruption Commission was also co-sponsored by Honorable Moses Zacharias Gray.
Okay.
Now the controlled drug bill, where it's being passed as an act today, that made drugs user and those importers of drugs and those retailer and distributors of drugs as a non-billable offense, was also co-sponsored by Moses Zacharias, and you also made an explicit emphasis on the need to clamp down more and very high on the issue of drugs usage.
Okay.
So for 2017 to 2022, that is just some of the things he has been doing
on the floor.
On the floor. This was his legislative responsibility.
So relatively on the average, he has been performing to a greater extent from our own personal observation from the legislative, perspective, especially on the floor. Let's go to the other
representation.
Let's go to representation.
So representations and advocacy. So I will speak to that. We understand that, he lobbied for 15,000 for each institution, the Raspberry and they call it a school in Raspberry community called the Better Star, and also
15,000 each.
15,000 in the budget.
He lobbied
for the Better Star school, and also the Raspberry, which is in Raspberry Valley community, and also the Richard Nixon High School.
Okay.
For the renovation of those institutions.
He lobbied.
He did that, and it happened.
Which budget year?
You get in the budget year 2013 to 2014 budget. You can check that out.
Okay.
We also he called for the legislation of intervening into the student saga at the University of Liberia.
Intervening in the student saga
at the University of Liberia.
When was that?
That happens, from quite recently.
Okay.
You can check that on Front Africa.
You mean the one Honorable Gray went to campus and students were chunking rag at one another?
No.
You have to be specific about this thing.
Protested. When a student protested for the increment tuition to the state administration, when the defense minister accused Representative Moses Zacharias Gray of impersonating as a medical officer, because that day he got out of his office and he was in attendance protesting with the students. So when he said it's the student saga, that intentionally what he meant.
Yeah. So to continue, we also talk about the rehabilitation of roads in the district.
In the district.
Yeah, that was also part in his advocacy.
You want to make references?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Please do.
The Jalatan Road.
Okay.
We can check that out. And all other community roads in the district.
Other community
roads. With the exception of Slavery and Johnson Street, which will begin very soon.
with the exception of Slipway and Joseph Street. Have you been at G.W. Gibson right before the Dunkin' gas station? Have you visited that area?
Yeah, that is part of the plan. We can't speak to all, but that is part of the plan because we know we don't want our police to just jump in and do things and follow our plans.
Okay.
So that is part of our plan.
That is part of.
Imagine if the slavery rule that is bad,
Mhm.
and you have it on our plan, then what more about a little
So
area that is
when you say have it on your plan, what do you mean? I mean, you have it on.
we are working on it. We're talking about achievement.
Okay.
So we cannot talk about things that we are not achieved.
But things that you are working on are not supposed to be part of your achievement until you can have them completed. You've done nothing about it.
Yeah, I told you the 12th Street Road. The 12th Street Road is completed. You can check it out.
So we
12th Street, Jonathan, they are completed,
Mhm.
and that's achievement. We need to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to talk about it.
For example,
Mhm.
the Jalastan rule,
Mhm.
before he took over,
Mhm.
there was always a disturbance in terms of the the transportation of people.
Okay.
Because there was a very big hole there.
Okay.
So when he took over,
Mhm.
he made it one of his major priority. In fact, it was his major priority that our hole be covered and well constructed and paved.
Okay.
So that was some of the rules. And in fact, with the exception of that, most of the feeder roads in District number 8 were very depreciable. So almost all of the feeder roads in District number 8 are well paved. There are some.
Almost all.
I say almost all. Almost all. Because the Self administration wasted valuable tax resources.
We're gonna go
no,
there.
I'm coming. Okay. They wasted the public resources financially
that
on
we
this
know.
road, and they constructed external road.
Okay.
So even though he lobbied and advocated for them, but because of the way they were constructed, so most of them started to get, depreciated.
Okay.
So he's still lobbying them. But man, when something is happening in your district, other people want something to be done in the district too.
Okay.
So when the people they construct road in your district and they get depreciable, other people too will want for their own roads to be constructed. So you have to take time to lobby with your other colleagues to see that this road, but it will take time.
Okay.
So the issue, we are concerned about the issue of the road condition, even the GWGC and the one even the Jalastan.
Okay.
So as we speak now, we are working on that. We are working on that. Now, the Jalastan road, the Jalastan road where at the curve where there's always water, that road has already been taken as one of the major projects by the Ministry of Public Work.
Okay.
That's the reason why we are now forcing our advocacy there, because the Ministry of Public Work have already earmarked that as one of its major road construction.
Is it as a result of the lawmakers' intervention?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So to continue on the representations and advocacy, so let's look at March 20, 2016.
Okay.
When the NEC sent the communication to the House and increasing the registration fees of candidates.
Okay.
Honorable Gray, you can check the record, you can check that out in a Newton newspaper. He advocated against that, wherein they say 500 for representative candidate.
5,000?
Yeah, no, 500, and which you put to 7,000.
Mr. Sherry, you're getting it wrong.
Please go back.
Currently, it is 500
to 7,000.
Okay.
What I'm saying, it was 500, which you push to 7,000.
Okay.
What I'm saying.
Okay.
So he went against it, and the 500 maintained.
Okay.
So today, he's not the only person benefiting that.
Okay.
Lawmakers, and as parents across the country, they are benefiting that. So that is one of his advocacies and representation
Okay.
that we are talking about. So we also look at Honorable Gray, in life, he never voted for any bill. Honorable Gray never voted for the passage of any concessions agreement. You can check that out.
Okay.
He did not. Reasons being
any concession agreement, you mean the entire time he
concession
spent
agreement, loan agreement, taxations,
non-profitable concession agreement. Let's say wait.
You guys have to be straight to the point, because this is like something where you're sending out messages.
You are
to people.
you are the spokespersons for
So it should be understandable.
Sharif is saying this man has never voted for any concession. And in my mind, according to you guys,
for the passage of any
for the passage of any concession,
since he became lawmaker.
Since he became lawmaker,
loans, agreement, taxations, and the national budgets in a view and in a mind that comprehensively it reflect the needs and the concerns of ordinary Liberians, because at the time I'm talking about Malanseli time.
Okay.
I'm talking about that time.
Now we are getting
talking about Malanseli regime.
Uh-huh.
Because at that time we are aware that most of those concessions.
So you see what I said. You should add. Time frame.
Yeah.
All of these things you're saying. Yeah. That was the intent.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because during that time we are aware the number of concessions agreement around. No, it met international standard.
Okay.
Except one that we are aware of it. So because of that, you did not vote anyone.
Okay.
So, yes. So we go further in joining way 12, Honorable Grade Road and Communication to Primary.
Okay.
To summon the management of LEC, so to provide reasons for not commencing the process of electrification in the district.
Okay.
And we saw that happening. The district number 8, we can boast of it today. We have electricity around.
Okay.
Except other areas that because of transformer. And we are still working on that.
Okay.
But we can boost up electrification in our district.
Okay.
To the high-end advocacy rules of the honorable.
Okay.
And we went further. He pleaded with his colleagues to reject the president's request for the legislation of power. I mean, at the time during the Ebola, Malanseli wanted extra power. To have operated.
But you thought the same thing, and I want to vote for 2017. Why are you still talking about it going towards 2023?
I think we're already in 2023, and people are looking forward to exactly what is happening at this present moment, and people are actually looking forward to.
So like you want correct? Okay, so let's look at the representation representing Liberia at the African Caribbean EU Parliament.
He's a member of the he's a member of the committee.
So people,
not so much of that.
Want to know all of these things you're explaining. How are these things actually affecting the lives of people in district number 8? Because you're going back to the people of district number 8, and you're going to tell them, hey, we have Mr. Gray, who is someone you should definitely vote. So all of these different things you're talking about, if we're going to go back to practical lives, and how are these things actually affecting the lives of people in district number 8?
Alexis, people vote not because of instantaneous or momentary reasons.
Okay.
People vote because of past things lawmakers do. So are you telling us that the people of Sorinwe community will not be appreciating 2023 for the medical facility that he ensured was constructed? Are you also telling us that students whose school fee he paid will not also be appreciated? So we should not narrow the debate or the argument to just what he has done from 2017 to 2023. Because there are also people who will be voting him on the basis of a past benevolence gesture towards them. Take for example, this man did something that many people got shocked. There was a house on Nan Street that got burned.
Okay.
Can you imagine that he single-handedly rebuilt a house? So are you telling me that those people whose house got burned will not be forever appreciated and grateful to re-elect him as many times as they want? So we should have now the debate on the current setting. When it comes to the current issue, he has done more.
Okay.
He has done many.
And those are the things we want you to
tell
us.
And we're saying it.
So let's look at the advocacy of the COVID-19 food distribution.
Okay. What did he do?
He advocated for that. And based on his advocacy, in fact, you can check the history or the record.
You're talking about the stimulus package situation.
Yeah.
He played a
major role
to ensure
and
that
because
happened.
of that, he started in District 8.
Okay.
Check the record. So these are things that we want our people in District 8.
Okay.
And with many other reasons that we cannot say all.
Now,
at least make a determination of re-electing him.
The reason why we're moving at the pace, that we're moving is because you came and you had a whole list of things you want to address, and the different categories. You want to have those issues, channel. Yeah. But let's go into what is conventionally done. This lawmaker was elected for 3 cardinal responsibilities to be executed. Yeah. That's oversight lawmaking. You talk about the lawmaking issue. Right. You're into the representation issue and so forth. Now let's ask you some of the issues confronting today's Liberia with reference to the lawmaker's own intervention. Now, what is it on education? This lawmaker in the district, what is it? G. David Gibson is still there. Totmeha should be in his district. I stand to be corrected on that one. I don't know whether Totmeha is there. Liberians are kind of concerned about vocational education and then the need to have it, legislated. What is it from the educational angle that your lawmaker has been involved with over the period?
Firstly, the issue of the passage into law, the tuition free at the University of Liberia, is one of the chief architects of that debate.
Is it because of that?
No.
President made the declaration.
No. Let us not be presumptuous here. His advocacy is not about where the idea originated from.
Okay.
In as much it means the general well-being of Liberian citizens, whether you reside in District Number 8 or not. In as much as that is a good thing, you will advocate for that.
Okay.
So the tuition free at the University of Liberia, Honorable Akaros Moses Gray is one of the chief architects of that. Even the free WAS payment that the president declared is one of the chief architects that be constituted into law.
Okay.
Not just that. Of recent, Honorable Akaros Gray was at the William Vier Tubman High School. And one thing he is prioritizing now is the refurbishment of both the student laboratory and the student library there. That is one of the major things he's on now. And with the exception of that, in terms of education, he has spent more money in terms of scholarship and financial benefit in it. So when it comes to education, in fact, in as much as you are a scholar, of recent, there was a kid who would just be going on his scholarship when he was being gowned by the market women at Judgment Town. He pledged, he promised by his sweat and blood as the lawmaker that kid will go to any school in the school of a life. That kid is not related to Akaros, not any member of his family, but just because of the intellectual brilliance of that little child. Today, that woman will not have to think about paying school fees for her kid.
Okay.
So when it comes to education, that is what he is doing.
So so go back to health, because earlier on you spoke about health, and that was in general to introducing or building all of those different things. So now we go to health in the district. What exactly has been the honorable man's intervention when it comes to health? How is it prioritized in your district?
No, it's very, in fact, one thing he always made mention of, you see, a clean environment is a healthy environment. When he inducted in the office, the certain leadership, he made more emphasis on the need that the people clean their this. Because when the environment is not safe, clean, and healthy, people get sick quickly.
Okay.
But of reason, like I said in my initial deliberation, that Honorable Gray distributed medical facilities, medical equipments, and medicine to all of the local clinics and hospitals in District Number 8. With the exception of that, there are many times parents of sick kids and children will go to him, and he himself will pay the medical bill. And that's the reason why I spoke about the medical aid bill.
Okay.
Understand? So when it comes to health, that is major priority. So every sector, in terms of security again, you also prioritize security. Very soon you will have the gentleman vigilante squad that will have its own vehicle moving around.
Do you need District 8 vigilante squad when?
No, because I know you come to security because you say we'll test other national sectors. So I don't want you to ask questions. I want to address the KOK.
So you already broke the issue of security. Now, do we need to have District 8 vigilante when
it is a responsibility
when the national police headquarters
is right
in the district? Why don't you channel anything you want to use to organize that vigilante through the national budget so that the police will be empowered heavily
more
and
support,
they provide more support? Do you need that? Is that a priority?
Of course, security is a priority.
Do you need to have a vigilante
your own
outside
vigilante
the national arrangement?
What I'm trying to say here is we are buttressing national government effort in terms of human capacity and resources.
Okay.
And for lobbying for the increment of the Liberia National Police
and other security
budget, and other
apparatus.
security apparatus. That's something he's doing.
Okay.
And that's something he has done.
So Gray is doing almost everything.
So
look, let me tell you something. There are two reasons.
Everything that is said here, he's doing it.
Alexis, there's a medical visual optical disorder called prosopagnosia. That is.
You ready to confuse the people now?
Yeah, ordinary people listening.
I'll give you the reason. I'll give you the definition of that.
Okay.
That means you see things, but you don't visualize what you see because it's actually strange, or you have not seen them before.
Okay.
If anybody in this number 8 will say they will not vote for Honorable Akaris Mosegui, that is because of two reasons. One, you personally do not like the man.
Okay.
Two, you have a candidate against the man who you want to be lawmaker for, which would not happen in as much as some of us are around.
Okay.
Three, Honorable Akaris Gray is a vocal antagonist to either your party or your party political leader.
Okay.
But when it comes to his legislative responsibility as a lawmaker, he have excellently executed the duty mandates and command given to him by the people of this moment. So we will be coming outside. The first time voters will be coming outside on the 5th of August.
That is when
that's the time.
That is when campaign is
going to be opening.
There will be an unprecedented volcanic eruption of people for all part of district number 8. It will be tsunami, and we are saying today, if you are in district number 8,
first-time voters. Why the emphasis on first-time voters?
Why? Because they are major priority. These are kids who will be making decisions, critical decisions, and will be supporting us.
Okay.
So we see them as a major fundamental priority, and we must celebrate their decision to entrust us with power. So the issue where it's kids are not major priority, no. We want them to be part of the electoral process.
Okay.
Their decision must be something that will be glorified and dignified.
Okay.
Okay. So all of
and more to that, we are not only calling them to come and to grace the occasions and go. We also have in mind, a program to educate them on how to vote wisely, because many of them that will be the first time coming to test the ballot paper, and so it will be necessary that we teach them how to vote and how to be violent free. These are issues that we, these are programs that we have, and we want them to come all.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So all of these things you guys have shortlisted, and all of these things you've discussed, you have people who are contesting against Mr. Gray, and of course, they actually think that all of these different initiatives right now, they just quick impact projects, because you have elections right here, and then you have all of the different aspirants to do exactly what is supposed to be done at about this point, just because they want to be elected or re-elected. So what would you say to all of those people out there?
No, not just that. They can talk about the health issue. About 90% of cleaning the hospitals in District 8. You can check the record. If you want, I can name them, and you can do your background check.
Okay.
Honorable Gray have touched each and every one of them through donations, and through donations of medical supplies. Like locally, ACFR health centers in Buzikoto. I will call it and give the location. ACFR health centers in Buzikoto. The Soniwe Community Health Center. The local Slavery Health Center. And locally the Buzikoto, and locally the free diagnostic.
You call Buzikoto?
Free diagnostic.
You said that before.
Free diagnostics.
Okay.
And the Kaba Clinic, Satan Community, the Laboratory Clinic in Jokwetan, and so on and so forth. You can check it out. All of this area, they are feeling the impact of Honorable Akaris Mosegui.
Okay.
To have.
Okay.
And Alexis, you spoke about experience. As far as we electors in the number 8 are concerned, there is one expiring that district,
and then you'll be unfair to say that
I'm
because
unfair.
you'll be unfair to say that because
realistic.
we've had some of the different aspirants here, and we've had someone who definitely led that district before. So you wouldn't just sit here and say
that as far as we are concerned, I'm not concerned about what they think.
You don't only have the supporters of Mr. Gray in district number 8, right? So you will be unfair to say that.
No, the election in 2017 was more tough than this, or was tougher than this.
Okay.
Than this one. Look, I can guarantee with my life. That imagine
with your life.
With my life.
Okay.
That imagine in 2017.
What should happen to your life?
What?
What should happen in your life?
Because you.
Anything.
No. You're not
Let the
specific.
vanity-
You're not
let the-
specific.
Let the vanity take its course.
Okay.
Let the vanity take its
So
course.
Sometimes it is really slow for the vanity to
No
take your
problem.
phone, so.
No problem. But let the vanity
But
take
how
its
you
course.
ask God to?
You make your own decisions and say your own words.
I'm saying, let me be crucified.
Okay.
In the words of Temimolu.
By whom?
By the people of District 8.
Okay.
Your own record.
Your own record. That you should be crucified by the people of
I am going
District
to
8.
deliver District 8 to one of our current grade with a tsunamic margin. Something you have never achieved before.
You want to attach number? You want to attach number to
No,
that?
it will be twice as the margin.
Okay.
In 2017.
Twice as the margin.
As the margin.
So if
to a greater extent, we will triple the margin.
So if it falls by 1% below twice the margin, the people should execute you.
No problem. Let me crucify me.
Okay.
So
your own record for that.
And so I come in.
They are
recording
recording.
experience. You spoke about experience. Look, one thing we make mistake in this country.
We got to conclude.
Yeah, we got to conclude. One thing we make mistake in this country is our democracy, our politics in this country is so tolerant that just anybody feel they can be a lawmaker.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it not a right?
No, I come in.
People have the right.
Yeah, Alexis,
but you
were also an aspirant, and then you had to transition, right?
Let me watch just what I say.
Go ahead.
It's so tolerant that anybody just feel they can be lawmaker.
They see what you just want to be lawmaker.
No, not anybody. People who
you're not just anybody.
Alexis, people don't understand why it means by lawmaking, representation, oversight.
How do you know?
And that's the reason why the nationalist nature.
How do you know?
We know them. Who are making I express himself of why you want to be a lawmaker. Then we understand that you don't know the role and function and duty of a lawmaker. Cause when a lawmaker in my area, and listen to what they will say.
We've had some of them. Some of them are well articulated.
And I listened to them, and I saw the backlash from the public.
Okay.
You have some guys who feel that because he's a little businessman, he got money, he goes around thinking like a bit and that's the reason why national legislature.
Oh, you putting your more on people.
Some people that get money in business, people
No, some of them, the small money they get, In fact, some of them in 2017, they pledged ambulance to the district. And after they got flogged down by Kyle Mose Gray, they were due the ambulance. Some of them, they went like one of the aspiring. He pledged.
You scared? You are a campaign spokesperson. You scared to call the people name?
He pledged 250 chairs, and he shamefully took 12. So when you are lying in the absence of power, then it means that your reason to be lawmaker is insincere. Look, everything on my accounts are promised. You have done all.
Okay.
When we promised 500 years that induction ceremony, the police station yesterday, before in less than 10 minutes, the money was delivered. That's the kind of law.
Because he got the money.
Because
not die because
all lawmakers have the money. They are not doing it.
Because he's the man of the world.
Man of his word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are calling on all of the first-time voters.
You backing them?
No, I'm not backing it. It's a mandate.
You're begging for supporters.
It is a mandate from.
Oh, you mandating the people?
I'm not mandating.
You're not begging. You're not mandating. What are you doing?
Alexis, we are mandating them. Yes. Oh yes.
You're forcing the person.
Yes.
You're forcing the people.
We're not forcing them. It is a mandate.
That is an order.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are mandating them.
Oh, you mandated
by the general order of
so wait. So I can't get
Alexis,
they make get control of all the first time voters because you're mandating. It's more like you're giving an order.
Yes, an order.
You should be appealing to people.
No, not appealing to them.
Oh, so
you're not making it. You're forcing it.
Yeah. So the force of vote for you.
They don't force, but they compare.
So the force of vote for you. So the force of vote for you. You backing them. You backing the first time voter.
Okay. The thing about it is that
quickly before we go to the lines.
Yeah, the thing about it is that
we just gotta
Moses Agagwe, he's a strategist, and based on that, and looking at the hard work from the angle of the campaign team, recruitment, and and other people, we have over 100 first-time voter auxiliaries.
Over 100.
So
but you need more than 100.
No, I'm saying
over 100 auxiliaries.
Over 100, just for understand?
Okay.
There where he said he mandated them because we have been interacting.
Oh,
and
okay.
we are calling on them to be there on the tape.
So the ones who are already members of your team, they are the ones you are mandating.
They are with us.
Okay.
Unless when the battle line is drawn, we don't beg people again. We don't have people
will
mandate them to come.
Okay.
Come and execute the plan.
Come and execute. And we want to say on the radio, we are going to give President Ria 90%
of the voting district.
90%.
90%.
In fact, Gentleman 8 is a CDC populated district.
Okay.
You know the history of that. No political party have won the CDC in District 8 since the post-war democracy began.
Let's go take 2-3 calls, then we call it a day.
Stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Stop Liberia from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own Omen Sam Sion. Own Omen Sam Sion. You see it, you report it. This is a message from your own Omen Sam Sion.
Okay, Samwaza and his man Sharif in studio. The both of them are responsible for, communicating the policies. Policy issues from the office of Honorable Moses Akaras Gray. We take just 5-6 callers, then we call it a day. This first question, go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you very much, Oliver. Let me say good evening to you. Let me say good evening to Alexa Panja colleague. I just want to appeal to this comrades in studio. My brother, before you appear on Freedom Hub, you must prepare yourself. I'm extremely disappointed with you guys.
Why?
You are discussing about Honorable Gray, the general. You come in studio, you're not preparing yourself. Nobody know what you say. The people, even they know. You see how the journalists, it keep engaging you, telling you what to say. I think this is unfair. On Freedom Hub, before you appear, you must prepare yourself because
we leave you right there.
And I even know what to say. And I even listen. And I even understand nothing what you say about Honorable Gray. I'm telling you, my brother, I think next time you come in on the show, you got to prepare yourself before you discuss the issue. Thank you very much.
We leave you right there. This is Mohammed Duque. Let's leave and take this other person on the line. Okay, yeah, let's take this other person quickly. Go ahead, 1 minute.
Hello.
Go ahead, let's hear you quickly.
Yes, I'm Jeff, calling from programming, which is to be telecurve. The Gala East studio. The Gala East studio actually never performed well. Somehow we have been on station for now. Please give it like 2 minutes. I want to Okay, I've been fighting to get to you guys because some of us, we are the back, we are sedition, we are the back.
You in District 8? You in District 8?
I'm coming out in District 10.
No, but at District 8, no, but man, let's take the other person. Go ahead, quickly. Good evening, quickly, no time.
Yes, thank you. This is the part of the militant member of the revolution. I'm fully for the Mother country. Let me use the medium to say what's up to you and Alexa this evening. I can't, it's something happening, I want to just take the corporate studio. But next time, it will be good to prepare. Because a great intellectual, and for you to discuss living and you're exactly in your FOP and you know what that you say for me, I don't know anything for the FOP. So I don't know the next time you go and prepare and come back, I'll be to the
We leave you right there. Let's take the other person quickly. Go ahead, 1 minute.
Okay. I'm inside to Amito Dennis, the patient ambassador of Nigeria. Call for Painesville.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me say thank you for your interview to those guys. For those guys, for me, I'm a citizen. I grew up in Budget Bureau I've lived there for 28 years.
But all the things they say on the grade not do it not true, or it not true.
Everything is true, but those guys they what they're talking, they're talking to they disappointing, man. You can't be in studio, you be talking about how you will get men to fight a photo. These are what you need to pay. Don't discuss all down there. Even my father, you're going to do better.
We leave you right there, my brother. Let's take the other person. Go ahead, quickly.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Okay?
Good evening, Chief. Let's hear you. What's your name? Chita B. Dwell, let's hear you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, I want to say, hands on to my politics. They are doing extremely well.
Okay.
And I want to mention something in terms of education for the account, which is great. They are doing a lot. They are sent children to school in 78 high schools across the country.
78 high schools.
78 high schools.
Okay.
They have scholarship in 17 university colleges and vocational institutions.
17 universities, 78 high schools.
78 high schools.
Okay.
This amount up to $70 million
$70 million.
$60 million
60.
for the past 11 years.
So Honorable Gray has spent over $60 million Liberian dollars for the past 11 years behind scholarship in District 8.
In 17 high schools and 17 universities and colleges.
Okay.
This is how it's discussing. This is how we are learning the student loan program that before the travel before the whole study. So that the student can have the student loan program.
Okay.
This is how we are discussing. This is that learn the facet of the
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chita B. Dwell. Thank you very much. We'll leave you. Let's take the last three, then we call it a day. We are out of time totally. This person, let's hear you. We'll take two more.
Good evening, okay.
Good evening, Chief. Let's hear you, boss man.
Thank you very much, okay, for giving such a brilliant opportunity. I will make the best use of it.
Go ahead, Poker Robert.
I'm Poker Robert, and I'm the chairman for the Friends of Devon Samakochi for the re-election of President John Manuel Weah. Okay, the time of differentiating the presidency from the circumference, that time has come.
Oh.
We are very clear. It's fucking clear.
What are you clear about? You're not supporting Gray?
Can you check? Okay.
No,
I can repeat. Yes. Thank you. The date of separating the presidency from the circumference, that day has come. Okay. Nobody around on the boy on the presidency. It's what president will make it clear. You can see our priorities still they are tanking.
But you just listen to a caller telling you Honorable Gray has spent over $60 million Liberian dollars.
Okay.
What are you using? What are you using to refute it?
I come in every photo or your status station or okay, say the president or Gray has provided that's a diabolical lie. Or your status station okay, FN. So they get more park or yesterday. Or more park or that lady well okay, FN. So that's the great pay that you are out of school fee and Gray has neglected.
But she's just one in a lot of people he has assisted. Maybe there could be a technical problem. Thank you very much. Thank you, Poker Robert. Let's take the last two. Man CC will be the second to the last. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, KOK, for having me on your line.
Mm-hmm.
KOK, this is my CC.
I know.
KOK, and I go to school. Well, I can do well when our young guys are in studio.
That problem.
No, but if you listen to the show, keep on put out. Nothing that know about you. They in studio. They are the dress of Honorable Gray. They keep all that out. Nothing they know. Thank you. I want to feel it.
So you call the spoil your friend job? Go ahead, one person. Let's hear you. We are great. You are the second to the last.
This is probably I think the way you call it for DC.
Go ahead.
My brother, these guys, I think they should have actually a lot.
Mama, you know who you calling? We will leave you and take the other person. Go ahead. You're the last.
Yeah, we have once again, President Khan, Franklin, and Kamara.
Go ahead, Franklin.
Khan, let me say thank you for the talking point. No, President Khan, I'm very feeling bad with your conversation studio, honestly, because Honorable Gray is one of the intellectuals. So whenever he appear on an intellectual phone, he perform well. So for this.
Okay, I think you got harmonized. We'll leave you right there and go strictly to our guests for their parting comments. Let's begin with the deputy spokesperson, Mr. Sharif. Let's hear you. Your parting comments to your people.
Yeah, thank you again. I want to appreciate the callers and for their input, and also people listening to at least make their way on the 5th of August.
Okay.
To the headquarters of the campaign headquarters of the party.
Where is it? Where is it?
Plonko
Community.
Street. Yeah.
Okay.
To see how best we can form part of the process there. We want to use. I also want to use this time to appreciate, the campaign team for their hard work and the people of the district for always committing themselves to, whenever they are called by the honorable, to make sure that indeed his agenda is achieved. And with what people talk about scholarship, and if I am to list name location and school of the number of
somebody said 78 schools,
that's correct. That's correct. Because even in AMU, you can check it, we have 16 students there.
And 17 universities.
16. Just in AMU, you have 16. In other schools, like University of Labrador, we have more people there.
Okay.
We can name all because we have the list.
Well, UL is tuition free now. So who the people you got to UL?
No, we have people there.
You have people to UL stay paying school fees?
Not that school fees, but registration.
Okay.
Yeah, you got registration there.
Okay.
We got Stella Maris, we got Salvation Army, we got humanitarian
So the man
first.
talk about 78, you don't have you don't have
so
the
we
time.
want to appreciate our people, not because today you are not fortunate to benefit, and it means that Grey is not doing anything.
Okay.
We encourage you to come around. Let's continue to support because the advocacy is carried around is not just about the districts, it's about the country, and let's keep it on because having us to vote against or to lose such such a person, I think the district will be lacking of great men.
Okay.
So we say thank you so much, and again we appreciate the all listening audience.
Let's go over to the spokesperson.
I listened to the callers of the criticism, which is normal because when the name Grey is mentioned, people who averse the name will always criticize.
Okay.
One thing I didn't hear them saying was what we said here are false.
Okay.
None of them said that. So, by execution of our duty, we have done that. All of what we have said are true. Look, you won't expect us to speak like Grey. Grey is Grey. We are who we are.
Okay.
If you want us to speak like Grey, we can't. All what we have said are true. All of them are the achievement of Carlos Moses Grey. So, if you are disappointed because you have personal issue with Carlos Grey, so you bring it on the radio and you say you come and condemn or criticize, that's your own personal business.
Okay.
But all of what we say here are the achievements of our Carlos Moses Grey.
That's correct.
You won't care about your own personal feeling as a sedition. If you're a sedition, you have problem with Carlos Grey, you want to support the president, you don't want to support.
You put him
I don't have time for insignificant program.
Okay.
Well, I don't have time for who is Puka Rabo. I don't have time for him. You didn't I can't dignify Puka here. But the problem here is people want you to speak to the person who you represent. It's not possible.
And you
if I said what I said here, and if you say what I said is not true, then you give a contrast of what I said.
You are Zah and not Grey.
But yeah, I'm Zah. I'm not Grey.
Okay.
So if what I say is not true, then you say what I say is not true, or you bring the evidence of what I'm saying is not true. So we are calling our people, our young voters, to come out on Saturday, the August 5th, 2023, as we open officially the national campaign. So to us citizens, we want to say, come out on October 10. District number 8 is yours, and most of those who call are not even district number 8ers.
Okay.
So we are so proud of the job done by Moses Carlos Grey, and we believe you'll be re-elected. I'm not Carlos Grey. I'm Sam Meza. Thank you.
2023 has just got better. The political kitchen will get hot and hotter. And so this will always be Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Kai. My able deputy Alexa is here. We're going to go home and return on tomorrow. Alexa, bye-bye.
We're back here tomorrow. Have yourselves a pleasant time.